He wants you to succeed. Have faith of a mustard seed. Get up on your feet. Rise up.
Welcome to the Drexel SEMA show. Today I'm at the Shisha Lounge. Hey, this is probably my second or third time here. Actually, I came here once or twice for lunch, but I've now been here, during the weekends. And so, Shisha Lounge seems to be a very, very popular place where not only locals, but tourists also seem to be attracted to this place. And I thought this would be a great opportunity for us to use this opportunity to interview the one and only Rhynie Campbell, who's the owner of Shisha Lounge. With that said, I want to welcome Mr. Campbell to the Drexel SEMA show.
Mr. Seymour, Mr. Seymour, the great Mr. Drexel Seymour. I am honored to be in your company. I have been watching and I've been seeing many of your work and your consistency in bringing, your opinions and your value to the country. Some I might agree with, some I may not agree with, but still, I appreciate seeing you being consistent in what you do.
Thank you.
I'm honored to be sitting here with you right now, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having agreed to come on the show. I appreciate that.
Of course.
So tell us a little bit about, Mr. Campbell. Who's Rhynie Campbell?
Rhynie is a very simple person.
Right.
I'm 52 years old.
Oh, wow.
Born in Sandy Point, North Caicos, to my father, who is now deceased, Manuel Campbell, and my mom, who's still alive, beautiful lady by the name of Annis Campbell.
Annis Campbell.
I got 4 brothers, 4 sisters, and we're just really simple people. My background started out, went to high school in North Caicos, where I grew up. And then from there, I was running a boat.
Really?
Water sports? Caicos Express, Jolly Man. I started off in the water sports business.
Caicos Express?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that was me. And then from there, I joined the police force. I stayed in the police force for 10 years. And then after that, I opened a security company and got in the gaming business. And now I'm also in the nightlife business.
Yeah. And how long you've been in the Shisha Lounge?
I got involved with Shisha Lounge in January 24th of 2020. So I've now been around.
That's my birthday, January 24th.
I know, you're an Aquarius. That's why I like you. We're not afraid to speak our opinion, But yes, 5 years.
Okay.
I have been doing this and growing this from beginning of times.
Yeah.
To where it's at now.
So how did you come up with the name Shisha Lounge? What does that mean?
To be honest with you, I did not come up with that name. My partner, Nicola Jenton Gregory, she went somewhere in Europe, and basically, she says, I think we should call it Shisha.
Oh.
Because I just wanted a place to play poker. Nicola basically was the one who was like, we should open a hookah lounge. And I says, yes, but I just want it small. And she goes, no, need to be big. I said, why? She says, because you're Rhynie, people are going to support you. So whatever we do is going to work. It's like, okay. So Nicola came up with the name Shisha, which I later learned means hookah in Europe, but we just used the name Shisha and it just became a hit.
Okay.
So
what is it about? I know you gave us a little tour just now, but what is it about Shisha Lounge that you think is attracting people here?
People are attracted to Shisha Lounge because of the brand. It's the name. It's a great place for tourists to come and to be able to enjoy in a very nice, open environment. One of the things that most people are looking for is a place where they can go, they can enjoy a little bit of nightlife, they can have a great time. We opened in January and the COVID hit the next month.
Oh, yeah.
So what attracts Shisha to most other places, nobody wants to be inside anymore. People want to be outside. Shisha Lounge, as you can see, is one of the few places that it's open. You can enjoy the fresh air. You're not inhaling somebody else's, you're outside in the fresh air. And it's safe, it's secure. We have more security, more arm and unarmed than anywhere else. The service, the hospitality, So when it comes to shisha, our main goal is service.
Okay. And what all does Shisha Lounge provide?
We
What all services?
we basically we do bottle services where if you can get bottles or you can just get a single drink. We sell hookah, which is shisha. I've never smoked, so
Okay.
I don't even know what it tastes like. I own this for 5 years. I don't know what
Yeah.
a hookah even is. Even
Yeah.
though I came up with a Riney special hookah, I've never smoked it, so I don't know. But because it's not real tobacco. It's just like people just wanting to feel like they are part of the experience, and it's a great little make them But we have hookah food.
Okay.
And amazing food. Let me tell you, Shisha got some of the best food.
I mean, I
on the
used to
island.
come here for lunch.
Yes.
Yes. My office was next door.
My chef for 5 years, he cooks the best chicken pasta. If you're ever looking for great pasta,
This is the
oxtail,
place.
jerk chicken, anywhere you want to have food up to 2:30, 3 a.m. in the morning, Shisha Lounge.
So you open until 3 a.m.
Yes, basically, we normally be open until 3 a.m. We have a license that allows us to go till 4 a.m., but normally 3 a.m. because
Okay.
I feel like after 3 a.m., nobody's spending no more. Anybody who's out after those hours, they're just a waste of time.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't make sense to keep the doors open unless I have like a major celebrity or somebody in town. Then we would just move the party inside to the private room or something like that until 4 a.m. based upon our license.
And so you do have celebrities coming here.
Oh my, yes, sir.
Okay.
On a regular basis. Like tomorrow, we have the comedian Drewski. He's in town. He has 30-something people with him. Last week, we had Jason Tatum from the Boston Celtics championship. The week before, we had Floyd Mayweather. And we had James Harden celebrating his birthday with 50 of his friends.
They just come here.
Cuban, who used to be with 50 Cents, we had a very big Spanish artist, like all the celebrities come Shisha. All the athletes come Shisha.
Wow.
So every week there's whatever season it is, there's always Shisha. Shisha is 90% tourists.
So and it's like a household name among tourists now.
Yes.
Because I in the property management, sometimes I check people in. They say, "How far is Shisha Lounge from where I am?"
Listen, Drake is in Berlin right now, and he texted me the other day and said, "I owe him money." I said, "What for?" He says, "Because I'm all the way in Berlin, and people is asking me about Turks and Caicos and Shisha Lounge." So he's back during the fall, and we're having a conversation to see how I could pay off my debts. Okay.
Yeah, speak.
But
That's interesting.
it's great that you said that because I appreciate so much the support that I'm getting from a lot of the local homeowners, even the expat homeowners, because a lot of the people that are coming in, they're staying more in the private villas.
Yeah.
Because Turks and Caicos has changed since Airbnb came into existence.
Yeah.
So I am grateful and I'm honored to everybody out there who continue to support Shisha. Granted, even though most of the people, they book Shisha and then they would say, "Where should I stay?" And I would simply say, "Go online and look for a place."
Okay.
And they prefer doing the private homes because they can bring their family, their friends and whatever and enjoy it more.
It's more flexible
Get food,
too.
go to local restaurants, go to the store and more flexible. It's more thing.
Yeah.
So
do you also have live music?
We most basically from day one, I have DJs, like different DJs. Like,
okay.
From every now and again, I would bring in an artist to perform 2 or 3 songs, but it's mainly DJs, having a different DJ every night because you want to read the crowd. You want to have music that cater to that clientele, and we mix it up. We play a little Caribbean, we play a little American because like I say, 90% of my business is American.
Yeah.
They might be from other parts of the world, but they come from America.
Yeah, well, most of our tourists come from America.
Yes.
So I know there was an incident at where our first mass shooting that took place in Provo.
Yes.
And as a result, the government reacted to that.
Yes.
And I think it's a policy, I'm not sure it's legislation, whereby they put curfew on the operation of nightclubs until midnight, I believe.
Yes.
And then on Fridays and Saturdays, 2 a.m.
Yes, sir.
As someone who's involved in the nightclub business, What do you think about that? I mean, do you think it's fair? Do you think it's a good thing the government has done? But I know obviously it may impact you, but on an objective basis.
You see, I can't just speak for myself. I have to speak for everybody. You understand? And what a lot of people need to understand, and I would say that is a decision if I was the government or even the national security people that sits on that board, I would have never had done that. I understand the need to react to the situation, especially since it was a situation that has never happened before. But, you know, these are where basic training and everything come into play, because we should have been preparing for that. Because we are in a country that is now developing more and more. The same way we do hurricane preparedness and disaster awareness and all those type of stuff. We need to understand Turks and Caicos is growing.
Yeah.
Like it or not, these things are going to happen.
Yeah. And we have all this. We have so many different people here.
We're sitting on so much money, and everybody likes to boast about surplus and this and the next thing. Give the police what the tools, the weapons, and the money and the funding that they need, so that they can prepare for these kind of stuff.
But the government says, whenever you hear any government, no matter which party in power, they say they always provide the police whatever they need.
I don't think so. I used to be in the police force, and I can tell you, because for me, there's many things that the police need. From, you know, it's crazy. Like, I know a lot of police officers, and sometimes I feel bad because they're being put in some bad position, and they're asked to do some strenuous work. They're not paid well. The Welfare Association and all these things do not benefit you if you're not from here. And for you to come here and sacrifice your time, and then one day you decided you no longer want to be a police officer and you have to go home, I have an opinion. I don't think that is right, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But for me, I basically feel that there is more that needs to be done, and just hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. I think, listen, I have no skin in the game. I'm very straightforward. I do not know who the new commissioner of police is, but I do know of him from persons in Jamaica and from here. And what I heard about him, he's not afraid to work. He's not afraid to actually go in the field himself and do his job. And that's important.
Yeah.
Young man, you know, trying to prove himself. I would have had him out there basically saying, let me fix this and let me take care of it. Because if you, in this business, you have to also be security smart.
Absolutely.
And one of the things, I'm not boasting, because, you know, I experienced a situation 3-4 years ago that helped to open my eyes, because a shooting can happen anywhere.
It can.
It can happen anywhere, because we cannot control everybody's mind.
Yeah.
We grow up having respect and fear for authority, God, and, you know, all those things. We don't want to.
And we also feel the police.
Our father and our parents. We never want to do anything wrong. But everybody don't think and act the same way.
Yeah.
You know, so we basically are living in a world and in a time where anybody can just do something dumb, stupid. But it's important for us to be proactive.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of reactive, let's be proactive. And
absolutely,
crazy enough, before that happened, I actually had a conversation with Miss Karen Delancey, who is a very nice lady, very nice, honorable, you know, who's in charge of business license. And my recommendations to them was some of these places need to be made more suitable, because personally, I don't want to say I brought nightlife to Turks and Caicos, because I met it, started, but I took it and run with it in a bigger and different direction. I made it something that persons can be proud to be a part of, more welcoming to everybody, more, you know, like what can help to attract more people to the shores.
Yeah.
So some places that I go and I see, I personally have my opinion that more needs to be done to safeguard the persons that is going there. I, for one, just only go certain places. You know, when I leave Shisha, I go home. I don't do villa parties. I don't do none of these parties, because for me, safety is very important. You know, so.
So are you, because of that curfew the government put in place, I'm assuming it impacted your business financially.
It killed me.
It killed you.
It's killing me. Thank God, you know.
Really?
Thank God, you know, I still got a little fat to, you know, feed off. How long can I feed off it?
So you're holding on stuff from prior periods.
Because basically we went from I can say to you, and you're a financial guy, you're a CPA, in order to run Shisha from Monday to Thursdays, it cost me $2,500 because I have
Monday through Thursday. You don't
Monday
open
to
on
Thursday.
Fridays and Saturdays?
No, I want to get there.
Oh.
Monday to Thursday, because you do like a budget or a pro forma of what you need in order to
projection,
cover your overheads. Because we have 9 security guards every night. And the reason for it is because of the location. You have to make sure, and this ain't just now, I've had this for the last 4 years or more. We have 9 security. We have 2 to street armed security. We have bussers. We have cleaners. We have bartenders.
When you say buses, what do you mean?
Buses is like, so they the ones that sets the table.
So
that,
Gotcha.
you have your bottle girls that come and bring the bottles to the table, but you have your buses who brings the chases and the different things and make sure the table is clean.
Okay.
Like we're running on a staff of 30 to 40 people
Per night.
per night.
Oh,
almost.
wow.
So from Monday to Thursday, in order for me to have Shisha Lounge open, I need to be making on average $2,500
Minimum.
So the time was important for that because one of the things that a lot of people needs to take into consideration and understand, like you see right now, we're sitting out here. Turks and Caicos has humidity. We got heat, but on top of the heat, it's humid.
Yeah, very humid.
So people come to Turks. They want to go enjoy the beach in the daytime. By the time is that sun finished beating you up all day, what happened? You go home, you're going to go sleep for a few hours.
Get some rest.
And then by the time as you wake up, it's 10, 11 o'clock. Now you want to go out because you ain't come Turks to stay in no hotel room. You want to go out, you want to enjoy yourself. Now you're going out at 11 o'clock and it's time to close.
Okay.
So
that's
that is one of the things that the government needs to understand where people are fighting towards. It's not nobody's trying to fight the government, because there are ways where the government could have come and say, hey guys, I have to do this, I have to do
So
that.
they didn't meet with y'all?
The government up to now has never spoken a word to anybody in this sector.
Understand.
For people to understand what is going on.
That's interesting.
I've tried to arrange meeting. I've gotten all the other businesses to go with me to those meetings, spoken to a few ministers who were all on board to do the meeting, and we were told no, not even a reply back in writing.
Wow.
For me, it's a total disrespect, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, unlike most, I don't need them. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Not hurting me. I will be okay.
Right.
But on average, I need $2,500 to sustain myself. But I've gone from making roughly $6,000 to $7,000 a night to less than $500. So if you're making,
isn't it though because of the slow season?
No, this is my season.
Oh.
This is Shisha season.
Oh.
This is Aziza season, Noah's Ark, right? And the casinos. David Bain and a lot of the smaller business places, even Versace, Island, who has an after-hour spot. It's our season. Why? We cater mainly to Black tourists. And that's the thing. Yes, I use the word Black tourists because it is time Turks and Caicos acknowledge Black people as tourists too. Because they spend way more money than most.
Is that right?
The Black people that are coming here to Turks and Caicos, I hear people saying, oh, they're the worst of the worst, and they're low, and that's not true. They come here and they're spending more money in the local restaurants, in the local establishments than most.
Is that correct?
And the numbers, tell them to go do the numbers. Go and hire KPMG, go hire Drexel, Seymour, and all that, and run the numbers. Because here's the thing. Black people love to live a lavish lifestyle. Whether they can afford it or they can't afford it. Yeah, are there some bad people? Yes, there are some bad ones, but there are a lot of good ones.
There are bad people in every race.
There's bad people everywhere. But I'm telling you, if you do the numbers of who spend more money in Turks and Caicos right now, it's the Black people. At least for my business, Aziza business, Noah's Ark, and a lot of the local businesses.
In the
villas especially.
That's very interesting because...
And tell them to go do the numbers. I challenge anybody to go do the numbers and run it and they could see. And you even with that, I think it was in 2019, there was a study done of Turks and Caicos Island that the government had, I think, one of these chartered company did
Probably the KPMG.
KPMG
study?
or something.
Tourism.
And basically it was said by a lot of people, we need more entertainment. They need more
activities,
nightlife,
Yeah.
more activities.
That is true.
There are a few people, you know, a very great person. This guy is somebody who I idolize. One day, Harold Williams, I call him Cap.
Oh.
He ran into me and he says, Riney, a lot of people wouldn't tell you thanks, but he says, I will tell you thanks. And I says, why? He says, because thanks to you, more of us now can bring more vehicles to the island to provide a service for nightlife. He says, because the first thing people do now, they call and says, we want to go to Shisha, but before we go to Shisha, we want to go out to eat. So they now can go to their favorite restaurant, whether it's at the hotels or locally, whatever it is, have dinner, and then they go to Shisha Lounge or Aziza, or, you know, because the two main spot in Turks and Caicos is Shisha and Aziza. There are other places like Island and stuff like that, but they're, you know, for most of the tourists and most of the people that are coming to the island, they know of us.
Okay.
Because we're spending the money. No government. We don't get no help from nobody.
No.
We're privately funded companies that do our own marketing and promotion. And I can assure you, I spend more money on marketing and promotion than a lot.
So how do you market your business?
Basically, I have a company in the US where I built a website.
Oh, okay.
I've now made some changes to the website. Like you can actually go online and go to shishatcilounge.com where you can book your section. You can now, thanks to the Honorable Minister E.J. Saunders, I'm now on virtual Google. You can actually go straight to where you can now, like you do on American Airlines or any airline, where you can choose your section, choose your seat, choose that package that caters to you, and you can pay and do everything online. We're also adding like all our preferred hotels, villas, restaurants, and all those things. So like I want it to be more about Turks and Caicos, not about just Shisha, because Shisha is just a part of the experience. So when people go and they book Shisha, then they say, we need transportation. There's 5 or 4 people that I would say, here you go, you can choose from. Just tell them, Riney send them, or just don't say nothing. Just here's people to choose from. Then they need boats. Here's a couple of local guys who have their own boats.
So there's a lot of collaboration.
Elvin and I are, is, you know, I don't recommend Elvin because Elvin is going to do okay with the Red Hospital without my help. So I would recommend some of the local guys like Carly and other local people who have their boats and stuff like that. And I would say, choose this boat. Go to Eden Charter. Go to Captain Stevens. This one, the next one. And these people are spending a lot of money to rent boats, jet skis, whatever. Go to restaurants, you know. So I'm telling you, on a weekly basis, Shisha Lounge has about 500 people. And they're not just spending money at Shisha, they're spending it everywhere. They're eating at Mr. Grouper. Every night people come in here, well, we was at Mr. Grouper. We were at, you know, we was at Crackpot Kitchen. We were here. Some of them be all over the place.
Yeah, I know. They want to go to
some of
local
them are
places.
staying in a lot of the local houses in Five Keys and in Blue Hills, all these things. And I don't know, and I cannot say for sure, because I feel like
we're not getting the full picture.
The government is missing the ball. They're dropping the ball because they're spending too much money, wasting time on promoting things that they're not realizing. At the end of the day, focus on what you can build together. Make a combination. Stop this, like we're doing segregation where you're choosing this one over the next one. No.
That's interesting because, you know, the Turks and Caicos, obviously we've been marketing ourselves as a high-end destination.
Yes.
And there's a lot of perception by people that the Black Americans that come here, they're not high-end, you know, and I think that's probably not a good perception. Because you're saying they spending money everywhere. They're in the villas and stuff like that.
They're spending a lot of money.
That's the perception.
And I would say high-end for who?
Yeah.
High-end for who? How much of your own local people are benefiting from it? So who are you making it high-end for?
Yeah.
Are you making it for your own? Because your own people, I remember 3-4 years ago, when this was still just a little small spot. A lot of people, I saw my friend, Brother Will, and other people go into the newspaper and they're complaining where they can't get no bank loans. They can't get this and they can't get that. And it was another reason why I wanted to bring more black people here, because I have a lot of friends in the US that are black.
Yeah.
And they got money and they're spending money partnering up with more local people than ever before.
Yeah.
So when people say high end, who you making it high end for?
Right.
You're paying your people $9 an hour. Okay? A lot of your people, they're leaving to go to the UK and everywhere because they not feel comfortable being here anymore because they feel like nobody's paying attention. Nobody's listening.
Yeah.
So who you making it high end for?
Yeah.
For the couple of people that work in the hotel industry that is not Turks Islanders? Focus on what you can get. Focus on this.
Right. So you think we should focus more on expanding and attracting more Black Americans
Yes.
to Turks and Caicos?
Yes. Because you know what? They got money too. And there's a saying
And we
in my
shouldn't
world
discriminate.
that we should not be
And we should not
discriminate.
assume.
We should not assume, because here's the thing. We forgot what we were taught when we were growing up. If we wanted to catch a big fish, what do we use as bait? Small fish. The big fish will follow the small fish. Shisha, for example, 2 times a year, James Harden, NBA player, he shows up in Turks and Caicos and comes to Shisha. What's his net worth?
I don't know.
185 million.
And he brings people with him.
And he brings 50 people with him. He's renting 5 to 6 villas, spending 30,000 or more a night just in those villas alone. Drake, what's his net worth? 250 million. And he comes here whenever he has the chance. He's black. Floyd Mayweather came here the other day, and that's his second time to Turks and Caicos. $500 million. He's black.
Yeah.
Spends money,
Yeah.
you know. Jason Tatum, his net worth is 85 million.
Yeah.
He comes to Turks. All these athletes, they are millionaires.
Right.
Michael Jordan started coming to Turks even more. LeBron James, all these people, they don't have to come to Shisha because it doesn't need to just benefit Shisha. It needs to benefit the country. It needs to benefit the people so that the people now have money that they can come out and spend it at Shisha.
Yeah.
I would much rather a lot of other locals are benefiting
Yeah.
and come here and spend money.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you give those examples because
Yeah.
I think we do have this perception, and sometimes
It's a wrong perception.
So I'm glad you
and
give
I can
examples
tell you
of high-end Black Americans.
for 5 years of after doing this, I could tell you, I used to think the same way too. A long time ago, I used to think the same way too. Remember, you know, my 2 sons are half white. I was married twice to 2 white women.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not going to sit here and lie to people. At one time, I used to feel the same way too.
Yeah.
Until I moved to the US in 2011 and I started going to the clubs in the US and stuff like that. And I see all these black people spending money and enjoying themselves.
All right.
And then I decided, you know what? Wow.
Yeah.
I saw a different light.
Yeah.
I went back to where I come from.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be the first to admit that.
I am.
And the greatest thing is, and you got to give credit to where credit is due. I didn't bring the black people to Turks. Drake didn't bring the black people to Turks. We brought more, but Michael Mizik started it. Then Tootin picked it up with BRT Weekend. And then I came along and we did this club. And during COVID, I think it was Atlanta and other places, Black America opened its door to Shisha and started supporting, because Shisha was here before many of the other places that are here now that is enjoying, because, you know, of what has been built.
Yeah.
You know, and then we got Drake, who sings about Turks and Caicos, promote Turks and Caicos. So everybody, even for 3 years when Drake wasn't coming to Shisha, because of him, I was benefiting.
Because he
promoted Turks and Caicos, so people would still come here. And when they come here, from the moment they step foot in the airport, immigration would say, well, do you have any plans? Go to Shisha Lounge. Custom would say, go to Shisha. The taxi drivers would say, go to Shisha. The hotels, everybody. And I'm grateful. I'm really grateful for all the people that helps to promote the water sports, those guys. Like, can't thank everybody enough.
Yeah.
Because it's a trickle-down effect.
Yeah.
And the restriction ain't just hurting the clubs. It's hurting everybody. Because now the taxi drivers, like all these companies, and these are not expat companies. These are local brothers, like I said, Harold Williams. You got Jamal Ward. You got Ray Smith. You got Dre Seymour. You got Bowtie VIP. You got Jack Williams. You know, I don't get in trouble because I may miss some people.
You don't miss, right.
There are so many local brothers that have their, Jeffrey Black Tie, Rashawn Bean, who basically is almost like my personal driver. I could call him any hour. There's so many brothers that has SUVs, and now they are enhancing where they're getting like Sprinter van. They're moving with the time, and I can tell you, they're not doing it with no damn bank. They're doing it on their own because they're building their businesses based on the fact. A lot of these black tourists, when they come to Turks, they want to live that lifestyle.
They want a private drive.
The taxis are good, but they want that black car. They want that high-end vehicle.
But some of the taxi drivers have it as well.
Everybody is eating. Everybody is eating thanks to the nightlife.
So what are you going to do now? I mean, now that the government has this policy in place, you say it's killing you. You can't continue the way things are. What is your plans? I mean, to try to see how you can revive, or are you going to talk to the government?
At the end of the day, only thing I can hope is common sense prevail.
How long
so far? I think until the 1st of November.
Okay.
I don't know. Is there a curfew? Is there restrictions? Because it all depends on who you talk to. Because up to now, I really don't understand what has been done.
Okay.
I know policy ain't law. I know the premier said something. Where the powers came from, I don't know.
Okay.
Where the section is, I don't know. The fine that comes along with it, I don't know. The penalty, all that. The only thing that I know is because we live in a place called Turks and Caicos and you're afraid of victimization, you're trying to stay within the law because you don't want, when it's time for your license to be renewed, somebody use it to victimize you for no reason.
Yeah.
Because that's, for me, is how I see this country.
The mentality.
So for me, you want to walk a straight line, follow the rules, lawyer it up, and let your lawyers then deal with it. You've tried to do things the right way, but obviously sometimes doing it the right way doesn't pay off. That's why business people, you pay for lawyers. Let the lawyers.
I mean, you should do things the right way, but at the same time, you should not be afraid to challenge.
And that's the thing, because, for example,
should not be afraid.
For example, I think a lot of people do not understand the law. Even when I was in the police force, if a person comes to you and he says, I have a warrant to search your house, ask to see that warrant. It can just simply be a plain piece of paper. Turks Island people need to learn how to think on their own. Learn how to understand that we no longer live like how we used to live. We now need to move with time.
Some people
ask to challenge it. I have a legal document, which is a contract, which basically says I'm allowed to be open from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m., and which I pay a license fee per year. And then I have another license that allows me to be open from 12 a.m. to 4 p.m. that I pay for again. So these are legal binding agreement, which can only be changed if it's taken to Parliament, where the government then has the rights to make those changes. But we live in a country where a lot of people are afraid to speak out or stand up for what they believe in. I'm 52 years old. I'm okay.
I'm not afraid, but people are.
I'm okay. I've done okay for myself. I'm going to continue to be okay. And I have options. A lot of people probably don't have options. Turks is a great place to be, but sometimes you reach the point where you feel like
enough is enough.
Enough is enough. You're fighting to help people, but a lot of people can't see it because they're too afraid. But I will continue to speak out for those who can't or too afraid to speak up for themselves. Love this government. I've always supported this government, but I still feel like at the end of the day, we need to be more engaged, in tune with the people. You can't keep going in power and then you're hiding from your own people, not answering your call. You keep forgetting who
and they
puts
need to
you
engage
in power.
with the stakeholders.
For me, the government works for the people. The people don't work for you. We pay you. You don't pay us. We respect you, but let's bear in mind who your bosses are. Your bosses are the average man and women that pays you.
Well, I must admit, when the government made that announcement about the curfew, I supported it.
Not a problem.
And I wrote about it. Of course, I don't know how this industry works.
Right.
And I wrote about it and I said, I'm going to be frank with you. I say that's a very good decision the government made. And I said one of the worst decisions any government's ever made is when they allow nightclubs to open past midnight, because from the Christian point, we felt that so many things have been going wrong since that happened. And I also said, well, why don't they open earlier? And now you're telling me that what people do, they go to the beach during the day, they're tired, they rest, they go get something to eat.
Yes, sir.
And then by the time they get something to eat, they finish is around 11 o'clock. Because I was saying, well, open up earlier than that. That was my suggestion in the letter, in my article. Of course, I don't know much about the industry. I just wrote on what I think and what I hear. And here you're explaining to me now how that works.
Mr. Seymour, I live in a very trying area.
Yeah.
Let's be real. How many other black men do you know have a nightlife in Grace Bay?
Yeah.
Every day.
But we ain't even got much nightlife.
Every day, the fight is real, where persons who feel like they're better than you, you don't deserve to have this.
Yes.
They try to shut you down. We do our best to work along with everybody. That's why, we have, I try to do things in the daytime. We're not even with music, just to basically try to get more people here, but to avoid the complaints. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, but I have this opportunity because you have persons like, a few good men and women. Like, I wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for persons like Stanley Williams, who I have one unit that I rent from, and Craig Potts, who I have the other 2 units that I rent from. But thanks to HAB, yourself, and everybody who allow me to be able to do what I do. And you have other persons who do nothing but try to fight when this is a tourist destination. This is a tourist area.
And it's your business. And that's your business.
That's the business that I'm in. And it's not just feeding Riney.
No.
It's feeding so many people. And I understand yourself and other people, how they feel about it, the restrictions and stuff like that, because I can understand something happened that most people are not used to.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen because of the nightlife.
Yeah. It could happen anywhere, right?
It wasn't no black Americans who was involved in that shooting. From what I was told.
No.
It was persons, from everything that I saw so far and heard so far that lived here, it was homegrown.
Yeah.
It happened. It happens. And you know what? With all due respect, it can happen anywhere in the world.
And anywhere.
And we need to use
anywhere
because it had happened. It happened. Shisha.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I was the victim of a shooting.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
So we had it. Aziza had it.
Yeah.
Island was not a shooting. It was a mass shooting. That was crazy because somebody went there and willfully, maliciously did something. And, I think we both all just need to say that was wrong. We condemn it, but it makes us to realize we need to do more to protect our place.
Yeah.
But we also need, because Drexel, everywhere, I went to Jamaica for best weekend ever, August 1st.
Okay.
I don't know, I think my friend Lyndon gave me a jet. And after the restriction came out, I called him and I said, man, I'm ready to give up. And he says, man, Riney, Lyndon Gardner, great guy. Like,
he is. A good friend of mine.
He says, man, Riney, take a little break. He said, take the jet. I went to Jamaica by myself, okay? And, I went down there. I'm scared of Jamaica, but I went there and I tell you, I had the best time ever. Friends in politics and everything like that. They made sure I had drivers, police officers, and that's how I learned so much about some of the police that we have here and realized these guys are here and they mean well, but we have to give them the opportunity. A lot of senior police officers, when you say, we have a Jamaican policeman, they were like opening doors. Mr. Campbell, go. I've never had that type of treatment.
Oh, wow.
In a Caribbean island, the way I had it. And it was so good.
Yeah.
But guess what? Everywhere I went that had nightlife, you know who was working outside the door?
Police?
Police. Uniform police. If in America, I think I spend more money in clubs, and I don't even really drink. But my bill used to be 20 to 30,000 a night.
Say what?
I spend
Wow.
back in
You buy it for other people.
buying for other people to enjoy it. I always had a lot of celebrity friends and other people who would. When I was living in Miami in 2011, Monday night was King of Diamonds, Tuesday was Cameos, Wednesday was Dream, Thursday was Arcadia, Friday was Club Play, Saturday was Dream, Sunday was Live. You can ask Don Gardner, Philip Mizik, and a bunch of other guys would come over and we went partying and enjoy life.
Okay.
150 grand a week was nothing to spend just outside. So this business is something that I know.
Yeah, now people coming to you spending that.
Yes, it didn't just happen overnight.
No.
But all these clubs, police officers were outside because everywhere the police officers understand the need.
That's a good point,
They understand the need for tourism. They understand the need to protect your tourists. You don't want to have something happen to your tourists.
That's a very good point.
And I would have thought that the government would have said, we keep boasting about all this money, all this stuff we have. Let's put some extra money in the coffers and say, hey guys, we need you all to, first of all, make sure everybody is complying. Make sure everybody's license is up to date. Make sure everybody is doing the same thing that maybe Riney is doing. I don't want to, single out nobody, but say we need to make sure all these places are abiding by the law. And then we are going to assist, or we're going to ask them, how can we assist you? I'm grateful to the new team of police officers from Jamaica. I'm grateful to the local police officers here because Shisha Lounge, we always have the police interact with us. The police are always here. And that's something, God rest his soul.
But not for...
No.
In their capacity, police officers.
They're in their capacity just to patrol. To make sure. And that's something, God rest his soul. Smokey, when he was alive, he always took care of the police. If you want something to eat, drink, that was what Smokey do. And I feel that that's important.
The relationship.
That relationship with the police is very important.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful the fact that the police, them are always here. And I would love, if I have one thing that I would love to say to the premier and his ministers, give the police what they want. Make them happy. Make them feel like they're a part. And even right now, don't start saying, oh, everything quiet, so they should go home.
Don't take that for granted.
Yeah, keep them here.
Yeah.
You boast about money. We're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
The government, customs and all them are making so much money of my customers and other people who come in with the weed and stuff like that. So they're making millions.
Come in with what?
They come in with weed and things like that. So the government, there's another big business the government is making money off of now. Because when they come in with cannabis, they no longer arrest them and stuff like that. They just charge them at the airport.
Is that right?
Personally, I feel like weed should be legal, but that's another subject. I've never smoked it.
Yeah.
But to each his own. For me, we living in a different world, a different climate. Some people use it for health reasons. Some people use it for different reasons. To each his own.
Yeah.
We have to recognize we are no longer here. Yeah. We are now here. We are a global icon. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you something else, Trax, that a lot of people need to be very careful with. Social media.
Yeah.
Black people.
It can be dangerous, it can be good, and it can be dangerous.
Black people controls social media. This country, the boom that has risen, ain't no government.
No.
It's social media.
No, it's not government.
TikTok.
No. It makes the government look good,
it makes
but
the
it's not the
government
government.
look good.
No, absolutely.
But it's social media. The Black American tourists that Shisha brings here, Aziza brings here, Noah's Ark bring here, that Drake bring here, and all them, they posting every day. They have millions and millions of followers. So social media.
Sometimes they post negative stuff
They
too.
do, and that's going to happen. But that's because they don't want to pay their bill. You got a few scammers. You always going to have a few scammers.
Yeah.
But that's why we need to get the banks to put more ATM machines all over the island and stuff like that.
And make sure they work.
You just got to put the right mechanism and the right things in place to protect and to control certain stuff.
Riney, I like your suggestion about your experience in Jamaica with the police officers by the nightclubs. You know what? I think that's something that we should make sure we need to have more police officers and put them by the nightclubs.
Yeah.
And because I'm having second thoughts now, rather than closing you down, put police officers by the nightclubs.
Yes.
Yeah. And then another suggestion, I interviewed someone else and they was telling me, they suggested that the government should raise the age of drinking from 18 to 21. What do you think? Because they said a lot of young people who are doing a lot of this crime, they're very young, they're on control of drinking, they get drunk, their mind on a different place. What are your thoughts on increasing the age?
I don't think alcohol has anything to do with it.
You don't think? So
A
you think the
person is
age
born with that mentality. If you listen, we grew up in North Caucasus, we grew up in islands where, man, we couldn't even do nothing because we were too scared of our parents.
Yes.
I don't think it has anything to do with
age matter?
I don't think age matter. I don't think it's the alcohol. You know, you can blame it on the music. You can blame it on.
I think people's mind are just messed up. Right?
People's mind are just messed up, and some of these kids, they from school,
Broken homes,
Clement Howell High School, and all that. They were plotting and planning and doing all these foolishness, and then they went away, and they feel like they could come back Turks and get away with it. You know, so for me, let the police do their job. Let the police them protect the businesses, but don't cripple your own. Don't cripple your own. That's all. I'm not just saying it for Riney, because there are persons that are basically living day to day, and they rely on the little $500 or the $1,000 that they make selling in their bar to be able to survive. Because don't cripple your own.
Yeah.
Do not cripple your own talking about a tourist season that don't benefit your people. Acknowledge the fact that the people that are coming here on these airlines right now are black people that is going to be an art tourist. I pay attention to stuff because, like I said, I have a big booking company, and I think it's in December or so. Frontier Airline is coming to Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
Who you think gonna be on that Frontier Airline?
Coming from Atlanta,
Who you
right?
think is gonna be on that? White people?
No, black Americans.
Okay,
More than likely
because
from
it's gonna be
Atlanta.
cheap. It's gonna be easy, and you know what? We need to acknowledge this is what we have. I have so many big promoters who used to go to Mexico and Toulon, and I'm encouraging them, come to Turks and Caicos. Spend that money in Turks. The government is making money on taxes. The government makes money on liquor.
Yeah.
My friend Gilly, he has a liquor store. Whenever he sells liquor or whatever, you pay government 75%, right?
I don't know.
I think
the
liquor
tax
is
structure.
on tobacco and
I
things
think when
like
you
that.
import it, I know. I know the rate is high.
The rate
when you
is
import-
very
when
high.
you import
Rate
liquor.
on alcohol is
I know
very
it's
high.
but I don't know the percentage.
Government are our partners.
Yeah.
The government, we pay taxes. We pay for everything. Those who don't live in Grace Bay, I don't know. I think it depends on the zone. You probably don't have to pay the government tax, but everybody who live up in this area, you got to pay tax. You got to pay rent. Rent don't stop
But
because of the restrictions.
the taxes are paid by the tourists, though.
The taxes are paid by the taxes
And
are paid
then-
by the customers.
Yeah, and then
The customers
and then
pay it,
you,
but-
and then you have to hand it over to the government.
But it also depends because, for
It's
example,
not an expense for you.
For
though.
example, Drax come in Shisha, and Drax says, Riney, I need a bottle. My bottle price might be $500 plus 12% government tax, and 18%.
You have drinks that
rent.
expensive?
Yes, but if Drax says, man, I can't afford that, I'm gonna say, okay, you're local. Let me get you a bottle for a cheaper price. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, you want to work with people, but
Yeah.
yes, you make it high end. And Shisha is a very high-end place. Don't fool yourself. Why? I don't want the average.
If you sell a bottle for
riff-raff-
$500, to me, that's high end.
I don't want the
know much
average
about-
riff-raff feeling like they can come in and create trouble. Thing.
Yeah.
You pay a cover charge to come in here.
Okay.
My cover charge is $30 to $40.
And do you have to make appointments to come in? You just show up?
Yes, you can just show up, but normally you book a section. You see in the lounge, all those are sections, skyboxes.
But,
and we
but
have-
there is room for people to just show up.
Yes, sir. And then you can just show up and you can go in the bar or if there's a section. But normally on Saturdays, because TikTok, Ziza Friday, Shisha Saturday, Norzak Sunday, Shisha after Norzak, Monday, Aziza.
Okay.
So, and then Island Hookah Lounge
Yeah.
for the after hours because we do our best to close at 3 a.m. or whatever, so that if you want to go somewhere else, go somewhere else.
Okay.
You know,
Interesting.
our DJs are all like Shakes, Pop, who's Judgy Penn's son, you know, Javi, Taro.
So all of these people are impacted.
All these people are. Raj the entertainer, who is my cousin, he does the you know, the karaoke, and then I wanted to do like different things to just bring the locals here to meet the tourists, because why? A lot of the tourists are saying we want to do business in Turks. They're buying properties. A lot of people may not telling you this, but a lot of black people right now is buying real estate in Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
And you know where they came? You know where they Shisha. And basically, based on how they got treated at Shisha, they said we want to be a part of it. Athletes.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon, he's an NBA player. He has 2 houses on the island.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. And this is just a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of expats, white expats, they're building their villas. They're not building it for other white people. They're building it because of all the black
I'm telling you.
people that are coming here that wants a place to stay.
I'm telling you, based on my experience, the majority of people who are going to the private villas are black Americans.
They are.
At the hotels or the resorts.
And they're not going out.
White folks are going
They're
there.
not going out. Those
But
people
at
who
the
go in that hotel.
private villas?
I mean, Ronnie, a lot of black
I
people
do
stay at
probably
this.
imagine. Private villas, majority of people I check in are black Americans.
And they just want to go out. They
Yeah.
want to have a good time. They don't want trouble. They're not looking for problems. Because here's this, and I want people to get this straight. A person who comes to Turks and Caicos and go to Shisha Lounge and pay $40 to come in these doors, you think they won't be involved in any fight?
That's the cover fee?
Yes. A person who come in here and spend $1,000 to $2,000 to have a section in the lounge and buy a bottle for $1,000.
Ooh.
You think they won't be involved in any fight or anything like that?
I don't think anybody wants to be involved in fights.
You don't think these are high-end people?
Yeah.
I keep hearing this statement, oh, these people that y'all are bringing.
And then we have a different type of tourist coming now. You hear that statement a lot, right?
But you know, they here
Yeah.
and they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
More is coming.
Yeah.
We need to cater to all Americans. We need to cater to all Canadians.
Yes.
I went to Jamaica when I was in Jamaica as well. I was invited to the BRT weekend. I was treated like a king. I had the best skybox. Do you know how many people came up to me and say, we went to Turks and Caicos, we went to Shisha. And I'm not talking no small people, big people like government, the Minister of Tourism, and everybody's like, who the hell are you? I said, sir, I'm just a simple person.
Nice.
But I created something in Turks and Caicos because I want black men and women to understand their strength and their value.
Yeah.
I'm not racist or anything whatsoever, but I'm about my people. I'm about making sure at the end of the day, they realize the power that they control and they possess.
You're creating great legacy. Yeah.
And I want them to understand you can be anything you want to be.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure one day they get back this country.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Now, who don't like it, it's too bad.
Yeah.
And all over the world. And wherever I go, I humble myself and I realize I'm a guest.
Yeah.
But we need to start understanding it's time we work with each other and stop trying to fight against each other because we don't understand what the other person does.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And I've had quite a lot of ministers that have supported Shisha, and they continue to do their best. However, some of them get accused, oh, you won't be outside with Riney and at Shisha and stuff like that. You know, I don't want to call their names, but they know who they are. And, you know, they're good people.
Yeah.
They're good people, you know. And, I mean...
And if this is the place where a lot of locals come, this is a great opportunity for the ministers to even get
They're
involved.
here. The ministers are here because they meet a lot of athletes, you know.
Yeah. And also locals, right?
The Minister of Tourism comes here. The Minister of I call him my good cousin Chuck, he comes here. EJ, always. EJ basically was the one who basically put me on the Google free of charge. Free of charge. This man says Shisha needs to be acknowledged. And Kyle, you know, his mom knows more about Shisha than he does, but Kyle, and then, you know, of course, there's Jamal.
Yeah.
You know, and these people, they do whatever they can to help making sure. Because why?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Shisha.
Well, if they come here, then you need to make sure, educate them and see how you could how they can work with you in the other.
I think
other
they know.
the
Well,
nightclubs.
hopefully they
Yeah.
they at some point realize it's more than just about Riney. It's
Yeah.
more about everybody
In the country.
I don't want it just to be Riney.
No,
I
it's
want
about the country.
where people have options. I love competing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, every day, you know, I did put a post the other day because I have one boss, Savitri Smith. You know, I hope Bishop Cox don't put her out of church, but you know, that's my niece.
Yes.
That's like my daughter. That's my soul. And she has basically says, Uncle, I will help you with whatever. Nicola, who is our business partner, you know, and those two ladies, I told them I would never trade them for anybody.
Good.
And because why? Every time I say, I want to change something, I want to make something, I want to do something different, they support it.
Yeah.
And all we do is we want to build it bigger and better. You know, like some people sit there and they're comfortable, but for me, I want more.
Yeah.
So now we start hiring American bottle girls and all those things. So when customers come here and they see that, you know, Drex, they say, oh my God, we feel like we're at home.
Yeah.
How much is your price? 3,000, 4,000 for that section? How do we pay? You have to make people feel at home.
Amazing.
Shisha is 85% females on a nightly basis. 15% male.
Okay.
So I must have done something right.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
you like a household name.
Anybody who's looking for a good girl, and if they can't find them at Shisha, they can't find them at anywhere. So the government should appreciate the fact that
That's something now. Anyway, Rhynie, I just want to thank you, man.
No, Drex, I
this has been
appreciate
a
it.
great and
And,
informative interview.
you know,
Anything else you want to say, though? This has been awesome. I also learned a lot, too.
You know, and I say this, like I said, and I appreciate the honesty, because when you had put out your article, I felt a way about it. But then every week, you know, I see you and I said, this man is one of the few people who's not afraid to speak and say how he feels. But that's the Aquarius. That's who we are. We're business minded. We don't know nothing else. We know business. We know we have big hearts. If anything I have, and you know, I was telling a friend today, I was like, you know, there's a lot of people hurting in this country. And I don't think the government realize the situation that a lot of people are in. And there's a saying, and not trying to be rude, but shit trickles downhill. Everything in Turks and Caicos is a domino effect.
Yeah.
People are complaining that their villas are empty. Go to your government and say, hey, look at the restrictions, because you know what? Your villas does not have to be empty right now. People still want to come to Turks and Caicos, but people are not going to come to Turks and Caicos to be trapped in a villa. It's too expensive of an island. There's too much money people are paying. At 12 o'clock, a person just wants to go out. They ain't looking for trouble.
Yeah.
They just want to go out, sit back, listen to some music, enjoy themselves, have a hookah, have a bottle. They're spending their money at the local restaurant.
You're right.
I would tell anybody, if you're smart, stop saying you need to have restaurants that are closed at 9 a.m., at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Have your restaurant closed at 11, 12, and you'll see how much money everybody can eat.
Yeah.
Everybody can benefit. I encourage all those local guys who have their boating companies to continue to promote yourself, continue to promote your business. Stop focusing on what somebody else is doing. Focus on what you are doing.
Yeah.
Everybody who have their car businesses, continue to promote yourself on Instagram, on Snapchat, whatever you do. We at Shisha, we can do our best to promote you as well.
Yeah.
You know, we have a country to build,
Very good point.
and we need to build it around ourselves.
Yeah. Very good point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thank you.
I admire your honesty and being frank and open in this conversation is an eye opener for me as well. Because sometimes I'm ignorant in certain things. That's why it's good to understand people, understand the business, understand the industry sometimes. At all times, you should understand. So I'm grateful for this opportunity.
You know, I believe that that's what we need to do. You know, of course, no matter what happens, you're going to get some lashback. And like I tell my brothers and sisters, their life is not mine.
Yeah.
What they eat, my lawyer is Ashford Forbes, and he has a saying, what another man eat does not make you shit. Okay? So they have to focus on what is right for them.
Yeah.
I have to focus on what is right for me and my kids and the people that rely on me to survive.
Yeah.
You know, so I thank you, and I look forward to more of this with you.
Yes.
You know, because like I say, we have a country to build.
We do.
And 5 years is not a long time. Don't ever sit there thinking 5 years is a long time. 5 years is just enough time for the right
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, thank you again.
All right, sir.
Thank you. You've been watching the Drexel Seaman Show. My guest, of course, is Mr. Rhynie Campbell, the owner of Shisha Lounge. And I hope that this interview has been an eye-opener for you like it's been for me. And I wish Mr. Campbell the best as his business continue to grow, as he continue to promote the Turks and Caicos Islands. I also want to encourage us as well, to let's not discriminate against anyone. And I think, we are guilty of that. Some of us are. I know I'm being guilty of that. And being as a Black person, we are guilty. We don't want anyone to treat us, when someone treats us a different color. But we are treating people of our same race in a different way as well. And not everybody is the same. Yes, there are some instances. Yes, I don't like how some people dress when they come here. And there are some instances with fighting, but not everybody does it. Let's be respectful. Because I'm telling you, because of some of these Black Americans that are coming here, our villas are being full.
Absolutely.
So let's respect each other. Let's try to understand one another. Let's respect. And let's not be general about people. And this is Shisha Lounge. You're welcome to come here. They're open every night. And this is the place for nightlife. Of course, it's not for me because I don't go out, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I just don't do those things. But I'm having this show just to educate the public about it as well and to educate myself. So thank you for watching the Drexel Seaman Show.